Sometimes you've got to wonder if a show you watched when you were younger really did what it did. You had this ragtag bunch of specialists, each with their own quirks, skills, and ridiculous wardrobe choices, who somehow managed to survive everything the laws of physics and television stunt budgets could throw at them. Gun battles with enough ammo expenditure to arm a small country, endless explosions, cars flipping as if the ground was made of trampolines, and yet not a single confirmed kill. The villains would either run away, shaking their fists, or be left tied up neatly for the authorities, with no one suffering so much as a paper cut. It was action cranked up to cartoon levels, almost literally, because half the time the antagonists reacted like Wile E. Coyote after a bad day at Acme. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're taking a look back at one of the most gloriously absurd, explosively over-the-top, and endlessly quotable action shows of the 80s, The A-Team. This was appointment television for kids and teenagers, and, well, guilty pleasure TV for adults who just wanted to see bad guys get their comeuppance without any grim reality getting in the way. The formula was bulletproof. Pun entirely intended. Each episode was basically a small-town western updated with M16s and custom GMC vans. Someone's in trouble, the A-Team shows up, the villains get pushed around, the team gets captured or cornered, and then comes the third act build montage. Welding sparks flying, upbeat music blaring, and suddenly that rusted tractor in the barn is now an armoured personnel carrier with a mounted potato cannon. The final act, utter chaos, gunfire everywhere, cars flipping, smoke grenades, and the bad guys fleeing in a comically disorganised panic. Cue the happy ending scene, Hannibal lighting his cigar, and I love it when a plan comes together. And you know what? We did too. The cast-on-screen chemistry was the real engine that kept the series running at full throttle. Hannibal, played by George Peppard, was the perfect smug, cigar-chomping mastermind. He had a talent for ridiculous disguises, fake moustaches, silly accents, ludicrous body padding, and somehow the villains never twigged until it was too late. Dirk Benedict's face was the smooth-talking charmer who could blag anything from anyone. Helicopters, limousines, even military hardware, and do it while wearing a smile that said, "Don't ask me how." Dwight Schultz's Murdoch was the show's wild card, straddling the fine line between comic relief and genuine insanity. One moment babbling nonsense, the next flying a plane through a mountain pass like it was an afternoon drive. And then there was Mr. T as B.A. Baracus, a walking gold chain-clad battering ram with a heart of gold and a deep hatred of flying. His scowls alone could stop a fight, but get him near an engine or a welding torch and you'd see the show's magic at work. The interplay between these four was, honestly, lightning in a bottle. Murdoch driving B.A. to the edge of his patience, Face winding everyone up with his schemes, and Hannibal's glee at outsmarting opponents who really should know better. It was, well, a perfect blend of character-driven humor and totally ridiculous action. Behind the explosions and endless ammo, there were actually some genuinely clever production tricks. The show recycled stunt footage like it was going out of fashion. And if you watch closely, you'd probably notice the same Jeep flipping over or the same warehouse exploding again and again across different episodes and seasons. The gun battles were loud and chaotic, but somehow miraculously bloodless in what critics dubbed fit-for-TV warfare. Kids could watch without the network worrying about complaints, and parents could feel safe letting them see it. Though, looking back, it probably trained an entire generation to believe you could stand in the open firing a machine gun and never get hit. But, you know, all good things hit Turbulence, and by season 4 the wear was definitely showing. The plots felt recycled to the point of parody. The whole weapons from scrap trope became predictable, and the villains just got more and more cartoonish. Ratings started to drop, and the final season tried to shake things up with a CIA-backed suicide mission premise, even roping in Robert Vaughn as General Stockwell. On paper, it was a bold move. In reality, it stripped away the team's underdog, free agent charm and replaced it with a more rigid mission-of-the-week format that, honestly, just lacked the freewheeling mischief fans loved. Even Vaughn's gravitas couldn't keep the magic alive. The final episode, well, it was just an unremarkable run-of-the-mill outing that honestly could have aired anywhere in Season 5. No big send-off, no final victory lap, no closure. Just an episode that ended like all the others, leaving viewers with the faint feeling that someone at NBC had forgotten to write the end. And yet, here's the thing. The A-Team is ridiculous, repetitive, and often unintentionally hilarious to watch today, but it's also timeless in its own way. It's part of that golden age of TV where, the point wasn't gritty realism or long-term arcs. It was about personality, big moments, and entertainment value you could, set your watch to. It's pure escapism. No matter how many times you've seen them weld scrap into an armored juggernaut or con their way past a security checkpoint, you just can't help but grin. Shows like this are comfort food for the brain. You know exactly what you're getting, and that's the whole point. And when Hannibal lights that cigar and delivers his catchphrase, you remember why you tuned in week after week. They don't make them like this anymore, and maybe they can't, but thank the TV gods they once did. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.